Okay, so day 2 and last section before we take the summative, very exciting, is just another property of trapezoids, and that's the trapezoid midsegment. So is a line or a line segment, since it's the midsegment, that connects the midpoints of the legs of any trapezoid. So this is any trapezoid, not just isosceles trapezoids, connects the midpoints of the legs. And you can see here that A to B is the midsegment. AB is the mids right here. And that means that A is the midpoint of LM, and B is the midpoint of NP, okay? And the property that we have for this midsegment is that the midsegment, so in this case here, AB, so the midsegment, which equals AB, is going to equal 1/2 times multiplication times the addition of the two bases. So for us here, that's MN plus LP. So these here are the bases added together. Okay, it's 1/2. It's half of that distance there. And we've talked about midsegments of triangles being half of the base as well. So this is a similar idea. We just have two bases, so we have to account for both of them. In example 1, it's asking you for KL, and it says midsegment KL. Now, I know that the midsegment, from what I just learned, is going to be 1/2 base plus base. And in this case, I have a base here and a base here. So KL is going to equal 1/2 my top base 16 plus my bottom base 26. You always want to do what's in the parentheses first. So 16 plus 26 gives me 42, and then I want to multiply by 1/2. So 1/2 times 42 is going to give me KL as 21. So this in here is going to be 21. Right, so that's just finding the midsegment. In number 2, we have trapezoid NPQR. We want to find the length of this base here. This one's a bit more difficult. We have the base, and then we have the midsegment through the middle. Notice that this is the midsegment. You're talking about these two congruent, S is the midpoint, and then these two congruent here, T is the midpoint. So that's how we know ST is the midpoint. So we still are talking about ST equaling 1/2, and then both the bases, PQ plus NR. Okay? I do know what ST is, so I'm going to fill it in. 7.5 equals 1/2 times PQ, I don't know, plus 5.5. Okay. What we want to do here is we want to distribute this. We have a parenthesis, so we're going to distribute that through 7.5 equals 1/2 times PQ plus whatever 1/2 times 5.5 is. And that's where I will need to simplify from there. Oops. So I have 7.5 equals 1/2 times PQ plus 2.75. Let's subtract this from both sides. Gives me 4.75 equals 1/2 times PQ, and we're almost there. Okay, to get rid of 1/2 here, I need to multiply by the reciprocal, which is going to be 2/1. And you got to do what you do to one side, you need to do to the other. So you want to multiply by 2/1, which is just 2, which means that that will cancel out these here. 2 times 4.75 gives me 9.5 equal to PQ. Okay, this one was much harder to do. Okay, so please let me know if you have any questions.